Good morning. I'm handling some very important business that's family related right now, but I also I just wanted to get on here and talk about some things that were on my mind while I'm listening to these birds chirping. Okay, let me just calm down and say what I have to say. First of all, rise and shine. Greetings, everyone. Greetings, everyone. I wanted to take this moment to just give a shout out to Ben Crump. I'm Theta Roxanne Wilson. Theta Roxanne, Roxanne Wilson. Theta spelled T as in Tom, H Henry, E Edward, D Dynamite, A Apple. Last name Wilson, Wilson. Theta Roxanne Wilson. And I guess all I can say is God is really good, because I have been reaching out to competent, or what I perceive to be competent attorneys, for years, due to the fact that my child, Christian Taylor Ferguson, his father staged his disappearance. His family was very well connected, politically connected, and finally he's in jail doing first degree murder, or due to the first degree murder charges. And I felt like I was in prison all the time that he was out, even though I was free physically, mentally, emotionally, socially. I was in bondage, but not bound, if that makes sense, because I had the freedom to act and move. But I was looking for competent attorneys, people who would listen to my case. I had a couple of so-called good black or African American, whatever you want to say, attorneys locally that sold me out. I had female attorneys. I had a white female attorney. I had two black, no, probably 3 or 4 black female attorneys. I had over a dozen attorneys working on my case. And this was before the death of my child, before the coma in 2001, before the death of my child, Christian Ferguson, before he went missing on Wednesday, June 11th, 2003. And I had an appeals attorney who canceled my appeal. So it's so much evidence that I have, and so many things that I'm writing about at this time, and so that you can just know the story. But it's great to know that attorneys that I even reached out to, or people that I reached out to, some people don't know I was a guest when Trayvon Martin was murdered. I was a guest with Reverend Al Sharpton. Go figure, because there's a history behind that. But God will use you even if they didn't want to hear you in the beginning. And I'm not trying to say anything negative about these leaders who are now doing what is in our best interest, because they didn't always do it. Believe me, if some of these people that are being recognized on this high profile Nolan Wells case, I reached out to, and some of those high profile people failed me. Actually, I just leave it like that. But even though they failed me, it's great to know that they're doing what's in the best interest of the family of Nolan Wells. The actions that they're taking, Reverend Al Sharpton, Don Lemon, Ben Crump, because I reached out to Ben Crump because I'm like, I need a lawyer to sue St. Louis. I ain't gonna even lie. Yeah, St. Louis needs to be sued, and they will be held accountable because they failed my child, and my child would have been alive. The judge, Thomas J. Frawley, on my case, falsified documents. Other people along the way falsified documents and thought that I wouldn't know the difference. But the type of brain that God gave me, I already knew. I could feel the difference before I saw the difference. So anyway, I just wanted to take the top of this day to just show my gratitude to Benjamin Crump, Carlos Moore, Judge Carlos Moore, or attorney now. I guess you're a judge forever. To me, you're a judge still, because you're making you're in a position to be able to judge the case. I mean, even though you're not on the case, you're on the case. So, and I want to thank these attorneys who are now speaking up. But this is one of my asks. Because just yesterday, I listened to some attorneys. Some of them are my friends. Some of them I know. Some of them or connected to me on Facebook. And it was great to hear them advocating for the Nolan Wells family. But some of those people didn't even advocate for me. And if they did, maybe it was behind the scenes and I just didn't know it. So please forgive me if I'm not giving you credit for what you did do. But what I do know is public facing. A lot of these people didn't even talk about my case. And I had to carry my case practically by myself. Yes, there were people along the way that supported me. But to be in this position, it's like I was like Nolan Wells' mother. My ex-husband was like the father. And we were trying to save the lives of my children. They weren't even my husband's biological children. And then they started this lie that I was married to the father when I told them I was not. So maybe that sold the story, you know, and that's why another reason why I want to tell my story, do my documentary, and expose truth on all levels. So I'm going to review this before I post it, but I just want to just go ahead and tell people how I feel about this case and speak out publicly about Nolan Wells. I wish his parents, much success. I wish the parents of Nolan Wells much success. And I pray that they won't be in a position like Emmett Till's mother to die without getting justice. And I'm grateful for the NAACP because they did not help me. NAACP did not help me. Urban League, a lot of these other agencies out here did not help me. They probably helped me pay a bill, but they did not help me keep my son alive, okay? So it's just time out for foolishness. People shouldn't have to lose life just so you can live one. And I'm living in spite of my circumstances, but the truth will be told. My story will be told. And just be encouraged. Look out for each other. Do what's in each other's best interests. Know that the system fails every day, all day long. And if we don't take actions to do something about it, it's going to persist. It's just going to continue to persist. And what's the point of going to law school and getting a law degree if you're not going to use it? I'm not saying you bad if you handle bankruptcies, but we have more serious crimes out here, and everybody can't be a bankruptcy attorney, okay? We're the civil rights activists. And why are these lawyers talking about Nolan Wells when they're not talking about the Christian Ferguson case or cover-up? Why not? Now, y'all can't open your mouths to talk about that, but you could talk about what's going on in another state, in another jurisdiction, in another district, another area. Talk about the mess that's going on in St. Louis, because we have over 1,000 people missing from the state of Missouri, and I don't hear these attorneys talking about that. And if you're willing to, give me a call. I'm public facing. You know how to reach me. And if you don't, tag me in this email or in this post. Tag me in this post. Because we need to have a discussion. And I'm doing all that I can in my capacities to address the missing persons epidemic. What are you doing in yours? Blessings.